When the great ocean liner RMS Titanic sank in April 1912, it carried not only more than 2,000 passengers and crew, but also thousands of personal belongings and valuable items, from luxury jewelry and fine clothing to everyday objects like shoes, letters, and luggage. Everything on board was suddenly lost to the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean. For decades, these items remained untouched, hidden nearly 4,000 meters beneath the surface. After the discovery of the Titanic wreck in 1985 by Robert Ballard, interest in recovering artifacts from the site began to grow. Scientists, historians, and private organizations recognized that these objects could provide valuable insights into the lives of the passengers and the events of that tragic night. Over the years, several expeditions have been conducted to recover items from the Titanic wreck. Using advanced deep-sea technology, researchers were able to carefully retrieve objects from the ocean floor. These recovery missions required remotely operated vehicles equipped with robotic arms, allowing operators to pick up fragile items without causing damage. Among the most famous items recovered from the Titanic are pieces of jewelry. Necklaces, rings, and bracelets have been found among the debris, many of them still remarkably well preserved despite spending decades underwater. These items reflect the wealth and lifestyle of the first-class passengers who traveled aboard the ship. One of the most iconic artifacts recovered is a pocket watch that had stopped at the exact time the Titanic sank. This simple object became a powerful symbol of the moment the disaster occurred. It serves as a reminder of how suddenly life changed for those on board. Personal belongings such as shoes and clothing have also been discovered at the wreck site. In some cases, pairs of shoes were found lying together on the ocean floor, marking the place where a passenger had likely come to rest. These haunting discoveries provide a direct connection to the individuals who were part of the tragedy. Letters and documents recovered from the Titanic have offered unique insights into the lives of passengers. Some of these papers were preserved inside luggage or containers, protecting them from the harsh underwater environment. These documents include personal letters, postcards, and even business papers, each telling a small part of a much larger story. Luggage itself has been one of the most important sources of recovered artifacts. Suitcases and trunks have been found containing a wide range of items, from clothing to personal keepsakes. These objects help historians understand what people chose to bring with them on their journey across the Atlantic. Everyday items recovered from the Titanic also reveal details about life on board the ship. Dishes, cutlery, bottles, and other objects from the ship's dining areas have been found among the wreckage. These items provide evidence of the luxury and comfort that passengers experienced before the disaster. However, the recovery of artifacts from the Titanic has not been without controversy. Many people believe that the wreck should be treated as a memorial site and that items should not be removed. They argue that the ship is the final resting place of hundreds of victims and should be left undisturbed. Others believe that recovering artifacts is important for preserving history. By bringing these items to the surface, they can be studied, conserved, and displayed in museums where people can learn about the Titanic and its passengers. This debate continues to this day, with strong opinions on both sides. Recovered artifacts from the Titanic are now displayed in exhibitions in museums around the world. These exhibitions allow visitors to see real objects from the ship and connect with the human stories behind the disaster. Seeing these items in person often has a powerful emotional impact. Conservation of these artifacts is a complex process. After being underwater for so long, many objects are fragile and require careful treatment to prevent further damage. Experts use special techniques to clean, stabilize, and preserve each item so that it can be safely displayed. The items recovered from the Titanic have helped historians piece together a more detailed picture of what happened during the ship's final hours. They provide evidence that supports eyewitness accounts and helps confirm details about the sinking. At the same time, these objects remind us that the Titanic was not just a ship, but a place filled with people, each with their own stories, dreams, and possessions. Every recovered item represents a connection to a real person who experienced the disaster. More than a century after the Titanic sank, the recovery of artifacts continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. Each new discovery adds another piece to the story, helping us better understand one of the most famous tragedies in history. The items recovered from the Titanic serve as a bridge between the past and the present. They allow us to see beyond the historical facts and connect with the human side of the disaster. Through these objects, the memory of the Titanic and the people who were on board continues to live on. As technology advances, future expeditions may uncover even more artifacts from the wreck. However, The balance between exploration and preservation will remain an important consideration. The Titanic is both a historical site and a memorial, and its story deserves to be treated with respect. In the end, the recovered items from the Titanic tell a story that goes far beyond the sinking itself. They revealed the lives of the passengers, the luxury of the ship, and the sudden tragedy that changed everything. Even after more than 100 years, these objects continue to speak, reminding us of a moment in history that will never be forgotten.